Someone asked me the other day, how do we learn from our mistakes? This is Mary Scott, and welcome to this little video. And back to how do we learn from our mistakes? And the other question was, why do we make mistakes? Oh my goodness, it's like opening a can of worms, isn't it? I prefer to say lessons, Oh, I've had some good lessons lately. There's something about the word mistakes for me that triggers a whole lot of different thinking, whereas lessons to me is about moving forward. I learnt some good lessons, and now what I've learnt from that is, and so it propels me forward, whereas mistakes, I don't know, it's got a full stop to it, hasn't it? Or something like that. It's not nearly an opener as, last week I had some big lessons. So why do we make them? Why do we have mistakes? Why do we make mistakes? Why do we have learnings? I think that's how we grow. And, when I look at my life and the mistakes I've made and the lessons I've had, oh my goodness. And now at the stage in my life when I get it, and I get it that I've had a big learning, I go, that's pretty exciting, because now I'm going to flourish again. There's something about it. Now, what if you don't learn? That's another part of the question, isn't it? What if you don't learn from making mistakes? Well, they just keep repeating yourself. They just keep repeating on you, if you like. The pattern continues. Have you ever done something, stubbed your toe, and then you go back to that same step and you do it again next summer? When you've got open shoes on, things like that, and you go, why didn't I learn from that? That's a pretty simplistic example, but it's true. What is it? We need to have the road less traveled. I don't know, there's so many more opportunities and learnings because, I think you're more open to them. But some of the things, or should I say, some of the reasons that we don't learn from our mistakes is that sometimes we don't want to learn, we're not open to it. If you're not open to it, you're never going to see it. It's just one of those things. Then suddenly, I call them growth spurts, your attention is drawn to a particular thing, and then you start learning from it. Because once you build some awareness about, I don't want to do that again, you then can take it further and start to think, what can I do differently? And I think that's the key to it. That's how you learn and grow, rather than mistakes made and stop. You don't want to ever stop growing. There's so many wonderful experiences to be had. Like, there's millions of wonderful experiences. So develop your awareness. If you're a follower here of mine, you'll know I talk about this a lot. Because in order to learn, you need to have a developed awareness so that you catch yourself, oh, here I am again doing this. And in that moment, you develop different choices for yourself. So that's kind of exciting, isn't it? So let's have some more mistakes that we make, or in my words, learnings that we have to propel us forward, to get us closer to the goals. And when you learn something, I'm not quite sure exactly how it sits in your brain, but it's etched there. You know what you learnt. And because of that, you can then decide and make different choices to have different learnings and move forward. So why don't you tell me in the comments, do you prefer mistakes or do you prefer learnings? Are you learning new things? Or are you still making the same repetitive mistakes and getting a bit bogged down with them? Write some comments Tell me what you think. Let me know if you want to hear more. And thanks for watching.